Some children come regularly, some don't come regularly. Some won't come, like Gupta ji says, everybody will tell you what to do, but will not necessarily start doing it. So in Balika we have a rule, I will say anybody who says, uncle, we should start dance class. Wonderful, why don't you start next week? Then the suggestions will stop coming down. It doesn't matter, I want more suggestions to come, but more people to implement. And for example, for many of you who know, Sai Kata Raparla, who is a big Kuchipudi teacher in the India International School, she started teaching in Balika. And then when India International School started, she went there. So like that, we always encourage people to be integrated rather than doing this to somebody else. So one of the selfish interests I always had is, okay, I am doing whatever I can, but I know some problems have come, I resolve them as much as I could, but what are other people doing? Are they facing similar problems? Or do they have a smooth running, which I don't think happens anywhere? What kind of challenges are they facing? Why don't we interchange our experiences and learn from each other? So for 30 years I had this desire that I must learn from other people, and I am still looking for opportunities to learn. So about 7, 8 months ago I started the idea with Gupta ji and Sujata ji, and why don't we have a conference of all teachers here, because as far as I know in the last 24 years I have been teaching here, we never had an opportunity to get all the teachers of children together. So I thought we should do it. And they immediately agreed, and like he said, we found out then that there was a similar group organized by Samir ji in New Jersey. So with his help and coordinating everything, finally this took place. So what we are looking for, what's related asked me is to set the stage. This, as I said, many of you are teachers, so we invited, I don't know if other groups invited, we invited some parents also to join from Balika. And we have at least one student who went through the Balika program and he is in UVA. Only yesterday she returned home and I said, you have no time to rest, come and join us today. So she is a student who went through the program. The reason I invited the parents and students is, and we could not get more students because many of our students who are now in high school or in PJ or somewhere, they have AP classes AP exams starting next year. IB classes, IB exams starting next week. It is a long time as far as students are concerned. This is the final time. So I could not get many students. The idea is all these people should be very free and frank in giving us feedback. The idea is not to have people simply praise things. We want them to really be critical. Okay, I think you have done this, but this has not been a child. She has not understood. Why don't you do like this? I want to hear all critical comments. Constructive criticism is what I am looking for. Similarly, for other groups, I want to know what kind of successes you had. And I am sure, on this organization, you have challenges too. What kind of challenges you had, and how did you face them? We will say our experiences. You say your experiences. Within all of us, I am sure, at the end of the day, we will engage, learning from each other. That is the purpose of this conference. It is divided into two parts. The morning part is about children and how we teach them. The afternoon part starts with the parental involvement, what role should parents play. And some groups have difficulty in motivating parents to do things, other than giving them instructions on what to do. Some groups have successes, so we will share our experiences. The last portion is extremely interesting to me for an old man like me. As many of you will break through very immediately when I say this. My biggest technology I'm doing now is using a side wheel. And probably nobody knows what a side wheel is these days. So for me, I was involved with technology as much as I could. Obviously not keeping up with the current day. So how can we use technology to improve our presentation? This is a particular interest to us right now because we are supporting a project in India where government schools, as we all know, are really in the pits. They are really people go to government school only if they cannot afford anything. So we are supporting a project where they will bring technology to improve the quality of instruction in government. And it's very successful. It's called Prima Vidya project. and we are very much involved in it. Now it is so successful that some of the private schools want to bring the technology to their schools. So I do believe that technology will play a great role. So I'm very anxious to hear that part of it. And then at the end we will all again have a wrap-up session. And the senior committee already mentioned it. One of the outcomes I am hoping will happen is that we all will have exchange our contact information. When something happens in life, for example, we can have two major activities. Youth competition in July this year and Ganesh Puja on September 8th this year. Both will be held here. And children from all over come. And many of the classes in the Bangladesh are thrown in summer. Our busiest season is that in summer. So I want you to propagate and encourage your children to come and participate in these activities. They compete against each other, all people from all over, and it's fun. We have been doing it for 20 years, and it has been extremely successful. Kids should come to this competition, and they enjoy it thoroughly. So I want your children also to have the opportunity to do that. Similarly, for example, Chennai Institute conducts Gita competitions, Gita chanting competitions. And recently they had competitions, and we sent children from all class. And they won prizes at diamond level, gold level, and all that. They're excited about it. So even though we teach children, we are not political parties, we are not provincial people. The purpose should be to expose our children to everything good that is going on around here. And we are not the only repository of all goodness in the world. I'm sure a lot of good things are going on elsewhere. So one of the major outcomes I am hoping will come out of this conference is that we all exchange our emails and contact information, we all cooperate with each other, and we all help our children to reach out. And eventually, maybe your children can come to our class one weekend, our children will come to your class one weekend. I have been going to churches and synagogues. Why not with Hindu classes? So, the point is, let us all learn how to serve children. It is our primary purpose. We should not draw circles around us and say, you are different and for that I will quote some humanity. The man on the street went to another man and extended his hand and said, I want to be your friend. The second man said, no, I don't want to talk to you because you are not in my circle. And the first man is the Vardu, he went and drew a big circle that enclosed both of them and said, now I am in your circle. You will be my friend. This is a story from South China and one of the electricity. And I always remember that. And unfortunately, when sometimes we ask our youth competition, brochure to be sent to everybody, some people in India, if you think that we are a different group, we want something. I think it is an individual limitation, not the institutional limitation. Let us overcome those limitations. Let us use every opportunity we have to expose our children to do whatever is best possible from anywhere. And not only what I teach, but whatever anybody teaches, I want them to do so. And similarly, we welcome your children to come to our class. Let us be facilitators and teachers and not provincial honchos. We are not regional parties. So let us act as people who want to focus on children. Our objective and our goal and purpose in life is children. So, thank you all for coming here and thank you all for your ideas, and I hope we will all learn from each other. Good listening and learning. Thank you very much.
For those of you on the phone, we just want to run a quick test with you. Can you do your mission? Is that okay?
We can hear you, but Surekha ji was not a speaker now.
That's okay, at least you can hear it, right?
Okay.
Yes, Dhananjay was means 75% good.
Alright, thank you.
I can be 100% good.
Excellent. Let's move on. Thank you so much, Dr. Alvera. As you can always see, the compassion and concern of Dr. Alvera every time he speaks, and that's what kind of fascinates me about Dr. Alvera. Thank you so much for being part of this conference and taking such a major role. Now I would like to invite Samir Asana. Samir Asana is, he's going to talk about himself. He is for one NCA client, so I'm not going to speak about himself, but a couple of sentences for someone helps the planning and establishment of the recipes, and putting valuable ingredients as a child, and some of the volunteers and other activities whenever possible. And I like the sound of his attending and staying in the building and the store. And we were still in the marketing, and we had someone else that does. So that's a little bit about them. He is also the training of profession. So someone, please take the stage.
Well, thanks everyone for the warm welcome. Every time I come to a podium, I have Paul, but glad to be here. I always enjoy going to different conferences.
Yeah. So the microphone which are not in use, turn them off.
I believe, because we want them to hear, we have increased the volume, and these two mics are.
I'll just, yeah.
So, if I like, you can just a little bit farther out. Farther out.
I always enjoy going to various temples and seeing what programs they have, what they do to youth and kids, the Bhagavad programs, what kind of cultural things they have. The layout, the structure, I think it's really good to enjoy doing it. And over the past couple of years, Bhakti and I have been traveling across the country doing this, and every year we go to the BVN. We've been at the executive conference with some of those very instrumental in planning. So in 2009, at that HBC, there were a bunch of youth kids there. And one of the things we noticed was, in the course of our discussions, everyone was basically saying, well, yeah, that's great, I went to my temple, but I wish other people had gone to theirs and done stuff. And I said, well, they do, and they did. You just have to meet them. You just have to realize they exist. So we started this group. It's called the Polish Community. And that was born out of that conference. And what we said was, you said, Vijay, who right now thinks there's no one else like you in the room, right, in the country. We are here to tell you that there are people just like you in Washington State, in Oklahoma, in Nashville, Tennessee, in Boston, in Texas, all over the country, all over the world, doing the same stuff, thinking the same way you do, so you're not alone. Draw on these people, share their stories, and find strength in commonality. So that's the intent of CHOP. That's all we do. We try and connect everyone together, network them, and we collectively get stronger. So how do we do this? We do this through projects and projects that we can do through commonalities. So one of the things we said was, well, we are the youth, and we're the youth that came up through these Bhagavad systems. Right? That's where we learned our concept, that's where we got our interest in doing this stuff. So we said, well, if we don't do something about this, they're just going to flounder in 5 years when our parents are no longer running these programs. It's up to us. So apparently, concurrently, these same thoughts have been happening all over the country with, for instance, Dr. Rao. He had the same thought when we did. So last year, we had our first conference in New Jersey. Same thing, like you guys, we all collected in South Jersey, and we had the same thing last year. And it was a big success. So we said, let's try and do this more often. So we can talk more about it.
Yeah, it is.
So we could talk more about the conference organizers throughout the day last year. But today is an extension of that. It's building on that conference and what we learned and networking each other together. So we already have a base from last year, and we want to expand it. We want to use those tools and resources that we've already created and make them further and bigger. So that's kind of the overview of what we do, why we wanted to do this. And I think everybody who wants to do these types of programs wants to do it for the same reason. We all see the value of it. We all know we need to do it. And we all have the interest in it. And we love it. So, all those things put together, we want to make sure that it sustains itself, and this is the only way. So again, the aim of this whole project is to unite all our different programs across the country. Whether you're, ideally, whether you're Kenya, or whether you're BAPS, or whether you're Guidance, whether you're at the local temple, or VHP, or HSS, or whatever, we're all trying to teach the same thing. As Dr. Al was saying, our faith is the same, right? However you look at it, that's a little different. Whatever group you go to, that's different. But we all pray to the same Bhagwan, we all say the same mantra, right? And that's what we're teaching our kids, so we should be living that. So the aim is to collect them all, leverage all our strengths, all our weaknesses, figure out what works best, so that we can work out all the kinks, and it's one nice iron piece of metal. One flat piece of metal instead of one with a lot of tension. So again, how are we doing this? And we're already seeing this. Last year we did it in New Jersey. Right? Now we're doing it in Virginia. Next year, hopefully, before that, we'll do it somewhere else. So you start these regional bases. You think regionally, or you start regionally, but we want to think nationally, and eventually globally, so that one day we're an entire united world in the community, not just an entire united community. So our goals for today, they're pretty simple. We want to learn about each other. We want to learn about what our program is doing. We want to network with each other. Dr. L saying, hopefully, if nothing else, we leave with each other's emails and contact and keep in touch. And that's the point. We want to network with each other. We want to keep in touch so that we can bounce ideas off each other. We can ask each other questions. We can say, hey, we're doing a program. I know you did it last year. Can you send me your notes on it? And maybe you did a cool PowerPoint. Can you send me that? Sure, why not? Now we'll talk about other resources we can use to make that easier. We want to maybe assign tasks. Okay, tasks. Volunteer for tasks. Hey, I think this is good. I think I can contribute this one. Oh, hey, do you think you could pick up, I don't know, guiding people or whatnot or something. So we want to, maybe assign tasks. Pick a plan of action for future events. Not just for the Bhagavad Gita network, but at your own Bhagavad. So maybe we want to do 2 programs, want to do the same thing at different times. Well, now we have an easier way of doing this, so we can make it better and better. Or we join to do another program together. So we want to plan actions for future events, and of course we have a logo. This is also an action item from last year. We have a logo for anything. Everybody likes learning, so we want to bring this on. So that's kind of a deal with that. You'll see the last my phone. So this is an instance of performing really well. So last year we had come up with, we actually had named it last year. We called it Project Harley. So we're Chai, our project is Harley. We go hand in hand. We had this huge complex, giant allegory about Harley. It was really going on. But Harley standard for something. So it was producing articulate, responsible, lively, everlasting giants.
Whoa.
That was what we originally called it. Anyway, again, the mood is very light. It shouldn't be something that it's a burden. This is fun. It should be fun, and that's why we are there every week in working. So that's kind of what philosophy is. We love it. We should show that we love it, and we should do it kind of. So I think that's how you want to be done. So I think we all have it, so if you want to look at it. So this is our agenda, and very, very quickly, we're going to do a quick introduction. So if you can literally just 30 seconds, name, all the stuff, the couple, the program, and maybe we'll just start here. So maybe.
Namaste everyone, my name is Namaste Prasad. I'm an associated with the Balgir PhD College, which I've been Balgir for the last 4 years or so. I'm a mother of 2 children, 8-year-old, turning 9 this summer, and 2.5-year-old. And I am a management consultant by profession for the last 4 years plus. So, but and on my professional side also, I do training, and I'm not on the IT side, but I do training and change management and everything about the people side of things. So I train adults on how to work with SAP and PeopleSoft and Java systems like that. What I enjoy here is training our kids and budding youths, if you will, and that's what drew me here. Brought my daughter here when she was about 4, and I've been a teacher and an active volunteer since then. So that's it for now. We do have, I want to recognize many other teachers here in the audience today. We have Madhuri Purisapati, who is one of our teachers. We have Vaidehi Kulkarni, and Vidya. And am I missing anyone else? Vandana ji, right here. Shelly, you're sitting too close to me. So Shelly Adhikari, who joined us this past year, and a great success story I have to tell you. Hopefully we can get into the details later. Vandana ji, and Neetam ji is also a very active volunteer and